AOA podcast back for another episode. Frankie C is in the house.
What's happening?
We're talking about Ghislaine Maxwell. She officially filed her appeal. I'll tell you about that. Craziness in the royal family still. King Charles boots Harry and Meghan for pedo Prince Andrew, allegedly.
That is completely the wrong allegedly, but okay.
Your opinion. An 11-year-old takes out an inappropriate book from the library. I couldn't believe my ears when I heard this story. I'll share it with you. James Dolan's dating profile is just laughable. We've got James Dolan.
I don't know who that is.
The Knicks owner. I don't know why I did this for the Knicks owner.
Knicks owner. You know, this means the international sign for basketball is this.
Rangers and Knicks. Senators are eyeing the age of retirement to try and figure out how to fund Social Security. We've got an update on the DMB challenge, all that and more on this episode. If you put
a little slow on the trigger.
Yeah, sorry. If you put whiskey in Coca-Cola, if you think to yourself, I'm not going to drink whiskey tonight, I'll just put it in my Coke. Does that mean you're an alcoholic? Let me know in the comments below.
It's probably, I'm sure there are levels.
I mean, you know.
Maybe there aren't. Maybe it's just you are or you aren't. I don't know.
Is that negotiating? Somebody let me know from AA. I'd really appreciate it. I think I could use some help. Ghislaine Maxwell. We talked about this last episode. I said I would keep you up to date, right? Frank promised. He backed me up on that, as he tends to do from time to time.
Yeah.
And she did. She did just that. She filed an appeal today in
the trash
in a Manhattan federal court.
Yeah, I'll take a look at that.
Yeah. And well, I'll tell you what I noticed. New attorneys, Arthur Adala, more like
bet he costs more than $1.
There you go. There it is. I'm so glad you cut me off because mine was going nowhere.
But it's like
she's got that one, and she has another new guy, John Leventhal. So not the dream team that she supposedly had the first time around. And if you missed it on the last episode, we said she's using the divorce funds from her ex-husband, who is probably kind of not her ex-husband. She supposedly just divorced him to shield him from all of this. Who knows if they're still together in love, whatever. I don't know.
No idea.
No clue. And so she's got these two attorneys working for her, and they put out this whole big statement. Prototypical stuff. I mean, nothing that we didn't expect. Government breached a non-prosecution agreement that immunized Ms. Maxwell. Some of the things that they said. Remember when Epstein signed that ridiculous agreement with Podesta there, or whoever it was, that all his friends are safe and they'll never prosecute anybody?
How does that even get approved by anybody?
I mean, utterly ridiculous. By the way, all the things that she's filing the appeal on have already been ruled on in the first case, and they were basically, she lost on all of them. So it was that the government was punishing her for her association with Epstein. It wasn't just her, but somebody had to take the fall. The jury thing that we talked about last time, they also threw in whatchamacallit? What do you call it when the statute of limitations?
Uh-huh.
They're just rolling
throwing everything they can,
whatever we could throw at it. Yeah, roll the dice.
Sanity,
all that stuff. So
sticks.
So she filed today. Of course, her lawyers did on her behalf. She's in prison.
Yep.
And an oral argument hearing for the appeal has not yet been set, but that'll be the next thing when they'll accept oral arguments for the hearing. So there you go.
Yeah, I don't see her getting out anytime soon.
No, but I'll tell you what. You might be shocked by this take. I like the move, and I'll tell you why. I'd love to see her spend more of her money and get absolutely nowhere. I'd also love to see her have this false sense of hope of like, maybe I'll get out. Maybe this will work. And then, no, it's not going to work.
You know what, though? I don't want the false sense of hope. I want you're not getting out. That's what I want.
You never get. Yeah, but
if there's a little hope in there for her, she's going to, that'll kind of cheer her up a little bit. She should be sitting there going, fuck, I'm here forever.
with a 20-year sentence, I think there's plenty of time for that. If we can throw hope around and lift some spirits and then just have them come crashing down in the first year or two, I'm okay with that. Because you still got 19, 18 years of shit, I'm never getting out of here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
What's worse? I'm never getting out, or maybe I'll get out. Like, and also here's my second question.
I think never getting out is worse because, like, if you spend a year thinking to yourself, maybe I'm getting out, at least that year, your spirits are maybe a little higher than they should be. They might all come crashing down at the end, but for a whole year, you are at least, had some hope in the back of your mind.
Do you think they ever give up hope though? Like, don't you think?
I think there's people that are like, this is it.
See, I think there's like some comfort in that, or it's just like, I'm here. This is all there is. It's because here's what I equate it to. When I get like people say like they're nervous to fly. When I get on a plane, as soon as I'm in that situation where I'm sitting in that seat, and I'm like, there's nothing I could do. Like if this thing starts going down, there is absolutely nothing that I could do. When I know there's powerlessness to it, like I just like it's not gonna work, and nothing. You're going down with it, and that's the end of it.
There's always a chance. I mean, if you're in a plane and it's going down, there's a chance you could land in the water. You could, I don't know. Maybe it picks back up again. Who knows? There's always some kind of chance, I feel.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. Queen of I don't even know.
But no, I don't think she should have the hope.
Queen of Ossian. It's an honor to be here with you, Your Majesty. How long was she sentenced for? 20 years. She should have gotten a lot more, but she got 20 years.
What was she? She's what, 60 something?
She's 60, yeah, so she'll be 80.
Yeah.
Again, you want it to be one of those stories too, where on the day that she gets out of prison, somebody comes by and just on the back of the head. Yeah, that'd be nice. That's it. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know also in the live chat, what's worse? Feeling like you have a sense of hope or knowing that you're there forever?
I think that, my opinion is that's worse. Knowing you're there, nothing you can do about it. I'm telling you, that little glimmer of hope is enough to keep you out of bed.
Yeah, I guess so. That's the Ghislaine Maxwell update. We'll have more for you when it comes. Kind of second part of this. King Charles, kind of amazing. He booted Harry and Meghan out of their place in England, and he's going to move good old Harry, the pedo prince.
Not
allegedly.
Harry.
I'm sorry, Andrew. Yeah, he's going to move Andrew into that place. So, I mean, I was reading a lot of the things that people were writing today, and my wife said to me, she was like, they hate Harry and Meghan, and I read that too. I did also read like a couple of things that were kind of like, if you boot Harry and Meghan for a pedophile, you evoke a little sympathy for Harry and Meghan, where it's like you're out of a place to live because we got to give the fucking pederast a place to,
You make yourself look like a giant douche.
Either way, King Charles looks like an asshole in all of this. Like there's no avoiding him looking like it. I don't know if it really buys sympathy for Harry and Meghan, like some people are writing about. But King Charles looks bad either way.
Aren't Harry and Meghan living in like Canada or something?
Well, that's the other part of this too. No, they're in Los Angeles. Where are they in Los Angeles?
Or California, wherever the hell they are.
Oh, Vancouver? Montecito? I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was, according to the latest South Park episode, they're in Canada.
All right. So Frank said in the South Park episode they're in Canada. I could have sworn Vancouver. Oh, I don't know. They don't live in Canada. Montecito, wherever the hell that is. I don't know.
That sounds like, I think that's California.
Trying to pretend to my wife like I know where that is. Is it California? Yes. Okay, it's California. It's California, Frank. Get with it. Who didn't know that? Yeah. So, and it all, it's funny too. And the reason why, right? Do I have this? Because it's cheaper to run him and his shitty pedophile ways in, what is it, like a smaller house? I'm guessing. Frogmore. It's smaller than where he is right now. So I don't know who moves into the place he's in now. Maybe they're going to Airbnb it to make some money. I don't know.
Imagine.
It'd be great.
I don't want to stay there.
No, I wouldn't want, not after Andrew's been there. No.
Is he taking all his fucking teddy bears and shit with him?
He's taking all his teddy bears. Can he fit all his teddy bears in a smaller house? Could we look into that to make sure he's okay?
Creepy bastard.
He is a scary son of a bitch. What's more exciting for you, Frank? To stay somewhere where the Queen stayed, not Westminster, not like the place, but one of her other places, or Cinderella's castle.
Probably the Queen's place.
I'm gonna go Cinderella's castle. You know why? The Mickey pretzel. That's why. They don't have those.
You know what? I'll give you that. Cinderella castle. I changed my mind only because, I mean, you're in Disney. I mean, if you stay at the Queen, wherever the Queen stays, you go outside. You're looking around, going, all right. I don't see Universal Studios. I don't see any rides or giant turkey legs.
Yeah,
I'll stay in Disney.
You're not gonna get a giant turkey leg in Windsor. I'll tell you that right now.
I don't think they get. Well, you never know. I think if the Queen asked for it, they'd probably give her a turkey leg.
Maybe. Do you think it's weird staying in? Okay, like if you you're in Cinderella's castle. It's you and your wife. Right. I mean, it's romantic as fuck. You're watching the friggin' fireworks. You're having champagne with a little strawberry in it. There's some chocolate covered strawberries. You think you're getting it in afterwards? Probably, right?
I mean, I have to imagine that's a given.
Yeah. Okay, so here's my question. Don't you think it's a little weird having sex in Disneyland? Disney World?
Yeah.
It's a little weird, no?
I mean,
it's one of those situations where it's like, it is romantic as all hell. How could you not? But at the same time, it's kind of like where all your kiddie dreams came true. It's kind of weird.
I don't know, man. I thought, you're in a princess castle. I mean, sure, it's all romantic and stuff, but then you had to make it weird.
I had to make it weird.
And can you even stay in that thing?
You can. I don't know how it works. I think they give it away to people. I don't think you can like pay to stay in the Cinderella castle, right? No. You can't. Yeah, I think they like select people, or it's like charity stuff, or I think you could pay. Actually, there's like there's like charity auctions to stay there, so you can. I think. Right. Yeah, they supposedly they do random people too. It's like a whole dream come true thing, but. Yeah, I don't know. It just would sound weird. And then, like, can you just like walk around? Like, wouldn't it be weird? Do
you stick your head out the door and like, "You got your towels down here?"
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I know. Kind of seems strange. Well, what's funny? Like when you were a kid, you'd be exhausted. You go back to the hotel, you crash. You had no idea like that. There's people there like till like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then like the next people come in. It's probably people there 24 hours a day doing stuff, working on.
How many? Yeah, that's true. How many rooms are there in the castle?
There's not a lot. It's not a big space, the actual space that you can stay in. I think it's only one bedroom, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not that big of a Disney adult.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bird says make kids at Disneyland. Makes sense to me.
I did.
I didn't need to know that.
Our first one, we think. I don't know. It was either that week.
So then what's your problem? You
brought
this whole thing up as if it was, it's so weird to do it at Disneyland. It's like, what?
No, but we were back at the hotel. We were at the resort, at the, I don't even know. What was the hotel that we conceived Michael at?
Ugh.
Beach Club. It's a good place to make it.
Is it in Disney World's property?
It's next to Epcot. Yeah, we took a boat there.
So you're there.
Well, I mean, everybody's banging in the hotels. That's nobody's fault.
So that's Disney. You're on the grounds.
I saw a TikTok the other day. It really kind of made me think too. This woman goes, there's something about a hotel room that makes me want to have sex more. You think that's true?
I don't know. I feel like, I think there's a lot of elements to it. That you're on vacation. There's not a lot of responsibility going on. Maybe you're away from the family. It's just the two of you, that kind of thing. So
yeah, it's like all set up for it.
Yeah.
It all kind of adds into the stew of let's get it on.
Right.
Look at Janine's breaking her keyboard to say yes in the chat.
Yep. She's banging at Disney.
I'm not at Disney. I'm saying a hotel room. I wonder. I also think it's this kind of thing. It's skeevy. I always try and get it out of my mind that somebody else slept in that bed the night before. Like, the thought of it makes my fucking skin crawl. I can't stand it.
Yeah, but
there is
in it.
There is an appeal too to be like, I don't, there's not that there's like a major operation to clean up things or tidy things up after sex anyway. But there's something freeing about this. Ain't my shit. I don't care.
That's true.
My
fear, like, I'm all for staying at hotels, and I don't skeeve them as much, but I always feel like I'm going to jump into bed. And when you plop down on the bed and that waft of air comes up, I feel like I'm going to smell the last person that was in it.
I feel like when I lay in bed and I'm like, just like staring up at the ceiling, I feel like the last person's germs are just going to crawl up the side of my face and suck me into Germville.
Oh.
I'll be living in their filth and stank.
That's gross.
That's what I feel. Paul, feels indecent. I don't know if it feels indecent, but I will tell you this. You know what I think is part of it? I think it's just like role playing. It's the lowest form of role playing where you're like, this is different. Like, for married couples, for people who are dating, they're fucking everywhere in cars and all kinds of places. But for married couples, it's like, this isn't the normal setting. This is a little different and kind of exciting.
Hotels feels indecent?
Well, that's what Paul's saying. I'm saying I don't think it feels indecent, but I think it feels like it is a role-playing thing where you're like, oh, this is different. Like, this isn't the usual setting. This isn't
right.
This is something new. This is,
Yeah, everything's all different. The bed, the
TV's not in the right spot. Yeah. You got the Yankee game's on a different channel. Yeah, then while you're watching, You
could have that hotel menu on loop. It's nice.
Hotel menu. It helps. I love that. I love a good local hotel channel. Like, here's what's going on in the Vermont area. You're like, oh,
make sure you head on down to Bob's Steakhouse, where we're seating people till 5 a.m. No. We've got seatings at 10 p.m. Come on down.
Steakhouse. This is some crazy shit, Frank. This 11-year-old. Oh, by the way, join the members. Let's just put that out there for everybody.
Yeah, become a member.
Tell them, Frank. Tell them about being a member and how wonderful
it is. Be a member. You're gonna be a member. You're gonna be a member. You're gonna be a member. You hit the button down below. It says join. There's 3 different levels. You pick the level you like the best. We got a lot of our members in the chat right now. Paul, Bird, some others are in there. Let me see. Who else we got? You got Coco.
Why no Coco?
Members. About T-Bone. So
I'll tell you this.
Appreciate all our members, and it helps us, helps the podcast, helps the show. You get some perks out of it. It's good for everybody.
Becoming a member of this podcast is the closest most people are ever going to come to banging in Cinderella's castle. Okay, that's the sensation and the feeling. They're
is that
right
your
on
goal
par.
In life to do that?
No. But I would be conflicted about it. If we actually got to stay there, I'd be like, I don't know. Should we fuck here? Or?
It's a little weird, but I mean, it's a hotel, but I don't know.
It feels a little sacrilegious. Like, it feels like it's the land of fantasy and dreams and innocence and
Yeah, no. I know.
What am I gonna hear? Pull my hair harder? Like, I don't know if that's necessarily.
See, it sounded okay until you until you made it weird, and then now it's like, okay, now you can't.
I don't like my hair pulled. What's the big deal?
It's weird. Listen, Jay Sabs.
Jay Sabs is here. What up?
What up?
All right, you're here.
Fish Ho in the chat. Appreciate it. Another member.
You're here just in time for this weird, crazy story. This 11-year-old. I don't know how true this is. But this is what people are saying. This 11-year-old pulls out this book in a library, takes it home. He's reading it. I guess he's reading it out loud to his dad. He starts to read this one part that's basically describing a sex scene.
Ooh.
His dad is like, what the fuck are you reading? And he's like, it's a library book. I'm going to share it with you the way I discovered it. I'm going to share it with you, which is I'm going to play the clip of the kid reading the book. and then I'm going to tell you what the name of the book is.
I don't want to hear a kid reading a sex thing.
Let me tell you something.
I
All right,
definitely do.
so it's an 11-year-old kid, and he's reading it, and I'm sitting there listening to it, and I go, we don't need this child here. Like, his dad could have came and like him reading it the first time, that's good enough. Take it away from the kid.
So they made him reread it for the video.
Reread it in the because he was at a, let me see, this was like a school, because everybody got up in arms, and after that it was like a school board meeting. They let the kid fucking read it during a school board meeting. This is craziness. I feel like we're gonna get in trouble for reading this, but this is a news story today. Here is the kid.
This book was on a stand. I'd like to read you a page. My back over my hips as I ask if we should take our clothes off. And he's saying yes before I finish my sentence. He's pulling off my t-shirt, laughing when I can't undo his shirt buttons. He's undoing my belt. I'm reaching into his bedside drawer for a condom. We're kissing again. We're rolling over. Obviously, you can see where this is going. I don't know if it's because we're feeling especially emotional or just tired, or these past couple of weeks have been too much. But this reminds me so much of the first time we had sex. We were both terrified, and the whole thing was kind of terrible because we didn't know what we were doing.
That's fucking terrifying for me. That's from the school board meeting over at, I don't know where this is. Anyway.
So where was that? I mean, you got it out of the public library or the school library, or where?
School library.
Ooh,
Okay.
that's why there's a meeting.
The age advisory on this particular book. Anybody want to take a stab?
18.
I'll say the 18, but it's
14.
probably not going to be that. What is it?
14.
14.
Don't you think that's a little much for 14?
I mean, I knew what sex was when I was 14, so.
Let me I want to put an advisory out to everybody. I am terrified to raise my children from this point on. Like everything I'm going to say is coming from a father that is fearful and kind of, I have to say this slow because my wife is in the studio. I hopes he has a heart attack and checks out before we get to all this weird territory. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm shooting for. Just a couple more weekends of some more barbecue meals and biscuits and things, and I'm out before things get a little weird and complicated at that age.
For the hard part, you don't want to be there.
I don't want to be. This terrifies me. This fucking terrifies me.
Oh, Sharon loves pizza. I lost my virginity at 13.
13.
I'll be honest with you. I know people are going to be like, what? I cannot wait for them to be teenagers rather than now. I think that right now is the hardest time ever.
Dumbest thing you've ever said. Dumbest thing. And that's counting. We should all do a podcast together. What you just said was dumber than.
Whose idea was that? What the fuck?
I don't know.
But that was dumber, or maybe because I was such a good girl that I never was in trouble.
You're probably just saying it because
what?
They're a little more self-sufficient. You don't have to watch them 24 hours. Is that the?
It gets worse then.
Here's the thing about that. I don't really watch them 24 hours as it is now, but the self-sufficient thing is a big thing to me. It is. It's like, all right, go do things on your own. Like I know
with your friends.
Right.
This is spoken from a person who literally has a child hanging off her for a majority of the day, whether one or the other.
Right.
And I say that meaning your two daughters and your roommate.
Right.
This is the only time Janine doesn't have another human being right here.
This is actually 100% true. This is what you just said.
Yeah.
That's true. Someone not hanging on my teat the whole day, including my husband.
Yeah.
I just feel like, and I do always say this, I can't wait till they're 16. I know that's horrible, but I was a good girl. So, I mean, like, now, yes, there's more things that you think you have to worry about, like technology-wise, but I've told them since they're 6 months old, don't you ever ever send a picture of your pussy to anyone.
Okay, Jesus.
That's we have those onesies available in our store, by the way. Check it out, AOA merchandise.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. Like when they're teenagers, they're gonna be first. All right, here's the first heart attack. When they start riding their bikes everywhere, and you got to worry about them getting hit by a car. Then they're hanging out with God knows who. Then at some point, you got to worry about them getting pregnant. I mean, it's a never ending. You're just sliding into more shit the older they get.
You're as a parent, and I can't speak from experience, but I feel like you're just always going to worry about them no matter what age they are. You probably worry about them now. If they're like at school or something, you're always thinking whatever.
But see, I'm not like that though. And they're in
You're not going to worry about your kids when they're teenagers?
No,
running
I'm
around
saying
doing
like
whatever?
right now, like there's a lot of people who are worried about their kids being in school, and like I'm not. I just don't have that in me, like that worry part for that aspect. Like my mom is 100% like that, and I'm just so opposite her.
Well, I feel like you don't have it. This could be just an opinion, but could it be that you don't have it yet, but once they start going, like it'll come about gradually that you'll start to worry?
Can I
Like, once they
interject a
start-
third option to Frank's two options? Could it be that you're just dead inside?
That's possible. That's possible.
I'm just like just in general, I'm not a worrier. I just, if things are going to happen, they're going to happen, right? Yes, there's things that you should do to prevent certain things, obviously, but just like in general, I'm just not a worrier. I'm not. I feel like you can't prevent everything.
Bird, I'm calling Jay
can't prevent
Sams in 10
everything.
years for a follow-up. She knows.
Also, I think since I'm really fucking cool at 16 and 15 years old, I'm still going to be talking to them like I talk to them now. And I'm definitely still going to be saying, don't you ever send a picture of your to anyone. Even
So
after
the way you-
16.
So the way you talk to them now, do you don't think they're going to be talking like that too? And they're going to be, talking like that to their friends and whoever?
I don't really say that now. I don't really say to them now.
No, but you're going to be, you said, when they're older.
No, I mean like I feel like I'm a cool mom. I am. So I feel like
Every mom thinks they're cool.
oh, but have you met me?
Frank, how many kids do you think are not going to be allowed to go to Janine's kid's house because of Janine? My wife just said a lot.
Oh, that's a given.
She's not even hearing
That's
Janine's
a
part of
given.
this
You're gonna-
conversation.
Here's one thing that is definitely not allowed, which I know goes on a lot. You will not be underage drinking at my house. That's just
That's a
me,
surprise. I thought you would allow that.
no, nope.
But what if you find out your kid is underage drinking in, outside at like a park or something?
Oh, how old are they? Just under.
15, 16.
I go to that park. I take her by her hair because I know it's going to be Aurelia. There's no doubt it's going to be her. I take her by her hair, and I take her by her hair, and I take her home. Sorry.
Okay, but you're not worried about that happening?
With her, I'm worried about everything happening.
I see
No.
you do worry.
I don't worry. I just know it's going to happen. And there's nothing I'm going to do about that one.
Christina, I think I'm a cool mom too. Don't know if my kids agree. Paul, hopefully child labor
don't know.
becomes legal by Republicans. We need workers. Anthony's kids will have full-time jobs at 13. I would love to send my kids to work at 13. I think that would
Right.
be a great idea.
I agreed.
You can't get in a lot of trouble when you're fucking working. Just go to work, save up that money, buy dad the jet ski he's always wanted.
You come home, you're too tired to go out and make trouble.
Exactly, Frank. Exactly. See, you're a Republican after all. I fucking
No.
knew it.
Yeah, you have them work on the house. You have them clean the gutters, rake the leaves, mow the lawn, the whole deal.
I keep telling my son, I'm like, you gotta get it. He's like, I need money for Roblox. I'm like, you gotta get a job. He's like, I can't get a job. I'm like, don't you worry. We're gonna fix that.
He's like, but I'm 3. I'm like, whatever old your kids
He's fucking 7. Okay.
See, he didn't know.
I feel like he's 3. I don't know. I think he's a 3-year-old. They're growing up too fast.
I know, they're growing up too fast. All right, anyway, so let's get back to this fucking 11-year-old kid. I can't believe they let this kid read the book again in the thing, which is weird. But 14 years old for a full-on sex scene. So now, by the way, again, newsflash, I'm a straight male. So anytime I hear something like this, I'm assuming that we're talking about boy and a girl. Not particularly the case.
Ooh,
The name of
male.
the name of the book is Genderqueer.
What?
So we're putting a lot of, now, by the way, the father, a little homophobic here. The father says, and I quote, "We don't need to be having literature that is showing boys how to suck dick." I don't necessarily
See
agree with
that?
that. Yeah,
That's-
I don't agree with that.
I mean,
That's
I
not
agree
good
with the
then.
way he said it. That's pretty funny. Was that quoted?
Well, I don't think he was trying to be funny, though. I think he's got some. I
Yeah,
think he's got
he was
some
trying
issues.
to. I think he had some anger behind that
Yeah.
that phrase.
But my point is, for bringing up the title of the book, is it's not like this was a coming of age story. Like clearly we're going to be dealing with some sexual issues by the title of the book,
Maybe.
and
Well,
the fact
is it a
that
coming of age story?
no, I mean it might be, but if it was like growing up or I don't know, whatever.
It could be that, and this could just be a scene out of that. Who knows? It could be a coming of age story. Do we know like the what the book's about? Like,
I have no fucking clue what the book is about, nor do I care. Like, I guess my point is like when you see, like, okay, if you see a coming of age story involving a teenager, you've got a 50-50 chance of there being some sexual. When it has a title that is like, there's going to be some sexual, things in nature on this book, there's an 80% chance, like in a book like titled like this,
plus the kid's 11. It's not, I'm not saying 14 is the right number, but he obviously took out the book and nobody stopped him from taking it out.
Well, okay, so here's my point. I think 14 is crazy to be that say that this is okay.
Probably, but
fucking
I don't
14. It should be, nobody should be able to read a book like this until they are 35. And by nobody, I mean my children in particular.
Well, I was just gonna say, with your wife's interest in her books, your daughter will be reading this by probably age 7.
Forget it. This one reads so much smut. I got to figure, how do you put a lock on a Kindle? We got to figure that out because my kids are in a.
No, you gotta like it from your wife.
First of all, my daughter got into her reading list and it was just one chiseled body after the net. It looked like a fucking like backstage at the bodybuilding competition. It was terrible. Like all the things that were on there.
Terrible, do you mean fantastic?
I mean, I was aroused a little, but that's not the point. That's not what we're talking about. Here's the second part of this, which they're kind of really upset about, which I totally agree. The librarian, when the 11-year-old went to go check this book out, goes, "Would you like more books in this series or from this author," or whatever the fuck she said. She's trying to give the 11-year-old kid more of this stuff.
Oh,
that's fucking
weird.
crazy.
That is weird.
I mean, if there's an age thing on the book, obviously they should, abide by the age thing. I agree with that, but I don't know. It's to make the kid read it in front of everybody. That's kind of fucked up.
Well, they just, they're trying to prove their point. That's it.
To go into the shock thing. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Listen, I understand that, but let's be honest. I'm not. If this happened to my son, I would not allow my son to be the shocking thing that proves the point. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's bad parenting. First of all, this guy is clearly homophobic, which is an issue to begin with.
100%.
Second of all, he's gonna
You
trot
say that
his little.
quote again?
He's gonna trot his little kid out there to fucking read the porno book again in front of everybody. Like, that's bad parenting. And then he's in there going, which I can't disagree with, which he's like, parents should raise children, not the schools. They clearly can't handle it. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, yeah, but I don't know about how well you should be handling this.
Yeah.
You
don't want him to read it. He's at least read it twice since we know of.
Right.
You don't want this kid reading this thing. He's probably got it memorized by now.
Yeah, he's dropping F-bombs and like, listen, I'm not dumb. I know 11-year-old kids curse, but you know, you don't want them like getting that you have an 11-year-old kid drop the F-bomb and get a good reaction from it. You will never get that kid not to use that word. You know, that's one of the toughest things about being a parent is when your little kid curses and not trying to laugh hysterical at it.
That
You
is
know,
a hard thing.
You laugh at a fuck from a kid and that's it.
It's over.
You'll never get them to stop saying it.
Thank God. You know, I don't really do it that much in front of them. My kids do not say bad words. They don't. They do not.
I remember the first time I cursed.
How bad did your mom slap the shit out of you?
No. It was, I was with a friend of mine. We were like third grade or something, and we were daring each other to say the
late bloomer
S word. You know?
Oh God.
Yeah, like we were daring each other. You say it. No, you say it, and then we said it. And it was like, all right, I guess nothing. I guess that was that. Yeah. So we were fine.
I remember I was at a sleepover. I can even remember the kid's house. Michael G from our grammar school. And everybody was there. And as soon as like his parents went to bed, everybody just started cursing.
Like, fuck.
Yeah. And they're like, what's this bullshit? And we were like, what are you talking about? He's like, these chips. I'm like, none of this makes any sense.
Now it's just gratuitous at this point.
Fuck these Ninja Turtles.
You remember staying up all night at sleepovers? What's the drive for a kid to just stay up all night? I don't get it.
I don't know.
Look, you can't even stay up all podcasts.
Games, I know. No bedtime.
Can't even stay up all podcasts.
Well, we don't have the energy, but kids, you know, you want to stay up, play video games, eating garbage, and there's no one to tell you, you know.
Curse.
Sometimes curse.
Yeah.
And there's no bedtime for the most part, unless you know.
So. Remember the first couple of times you stayed up till midnight for like New Year's Eve, and you're like, "Oh, this is such a big deal," and now it's hard to get to bed by 2:00 in the morning. You're like, "Oh my God, I gotta get to bed."
Now it's like I don't even want to see midnight. I just want to. I'm in bed. That's that.
Yeah.
Good night.
That's my thing. I'm either in bed by like 9:00 out cold, or I'm up at 2:00 in the morning. I'm like, I have to go to bed. It's
9:00. I don't remember the last time I went to bed at 9:00. Maybe when I was 11.
All right, this is the James Dolan is the saddest person on the planet.
So Janine, I didn't know who James Dolan was until we introduced this story. So do you know who James Dolan is?
Nope.
You don't know who James Dolan is?
Yeah, not everybody knows who the owner of the Knicks is.
Does this? Oh, you ruined it. I was going to see if she could guess off of this.
Boy, that's a little.
I lost you.
James Dolan. He owns the Knicks, the Rangers.
That is sad already. You're already done. Stop.
Madison Square Garden, Radio City Music Hall. He's building the Sphere. That's him too. The Sphere in Vegas that we were just talking about the other day. Anyway,
a big deal.
Somebody took a screen grab of his profile on Raya. You know what Raya is?
Mariah Carey?
Raya is that exclusive dating app for like rich people and famous people.
Oh, okay.
I want to see him.
In the screen capture, it says, quote, "I am not what you read in the press." That guy doesn't exist. The screenshot, which was deleted, but of course, you know, picked up by every like publication and newspaper, displays James Dolan wearing a fedora. I'm sorry. Can I give some advice out to people? If you're wearing a fedora in your dating profile app,
yeah, unless you're Justin Timberlake from 15 years ago.
Yes.
Right.
Don't wear a fedora.
There's what, 360 million people in America, 6 billion people on the planet. I would say generously 12 people can pull off a fedora in a dating app. That's it.
I think you have to be a journal, either a private eye or cosplaying as Sinatra.
Yeah.
It's probably the only two exceptions.
That's it. It's not many people that can pull off a fedora.
No.
Trust me, James Dolan cannot. Let me see here. He's 67, by the way.
Oh.
Prime fedora age.
Mm-hmm. He writes, "I never do anything in a half measure." He describes himself as self-aware, but not self-absorbed.
So he's a person.
Okay.
Wait for it. older than you, but not in my thinking.
Ah,
You're basically saying I'm
I don't
here
want-
for a 25-year-old.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for a 68-year-old.
Yes. Yes. I'm 68. You better not be.
I like it.
This is the guy. I can't believe you. This is the guy who's using the facial recognition software at Madison
Right.
Square Garden to kick
Fuck you.
lawyers out.
Right. It's like so shitty too.
He
You
kicked
think
out.
has
He
that in his
kicks
house?
out. If he's at the Garden and somebody heckles him or says sell the team, or he kicks them out.
Yep.
He kicks them out of Madison Square Garden.
What a
He's
dick.
he's done so. He has a band which is terrible.
Well,
And he
that's
go-
surprising.
He
Does
goes
he wear the
around.
fedora when he plays?
He certainly does. It's like a blues band. It's awful.
Oh no.
It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. This is like the saddest guy I've ever seen. I mean, honestly, I really feel bad for this guy. I really, really, in my heart, he's a billionaire. He owns franchises and venues. And I'm sitting here with a podcast and going, this, we got to do something.
Poor
with this guy.
bastard.
Yes,
Right.
poor son of a bitch. You know what I mean?
My heart bleeds for him.
But realistically, don't you think it's sad? You're 67, you're looking for love, you're on a dating app. First of all, you're a billionaire. I mean, how uncomfortable is it for a known billionaire to really find somebody who loves them for them?
I would say next to impossible.
Right? Next to impossible.
I mean, I think, well, if you're, I mean, he might be a known billionaire, but he's probably not like known everywhere. I didn't know his name. I didn't know, I'm
Right.
sure not everybody knows who James Dolan is. So maybe he could meet someone and they don't know who he is really. And he should go on like a regular dating site.
Well, the problem with that is once you start, oh, so what do you do for a living? Oh, here we go. I own everything. Okay. That's why like men who have money. Are they a little skeptical about the women that they date? Absolutely. Because they're gonna think every woman is just trying to get with them for their money. So
Let me tell you something. I never had a lot of money, and I always felt that way. I still feel that way about my wife.
Yeah, she's after your Dave
Podcast
Matthews
money.
collection.
She's after my Dave Matthews records.
Yeah, and your Islanders shirts.
When we first started dating, she's like, this guy has like 16 Islander jerseys. He must have a lot of money.
Yeah. That's where all the money went.
She knew it, and I was like, this is an investment, sweetheart. These are going to only appreciate in value.
Not if you keep smelling like that.
But I felt like Drew Barrymore was on this. Like, I felt bad for Drew Barrymore. Like, I just don't know. I also think there's a part of me, too, that I'm of two minds with this. I do feel bad for this guy because he's never going to find anybody. But to be in this position, and Dolan's a little bit of an exception because his dad made the empire. He just kind of inherited it. But like even like a Drew Barrymore, you have to be self-involved. You have to be a selfish person in order to make it to those heights. You just have to be. There is a degree. You could be nice, but there is a degree of egotism and selfishness that comes
sure
with
there's a lot of-
those
yeah.
things.
My way goes. That's it. I'm the boss. You have to run it because you're building it like an empire. Basically, it's your brand, and you can't have a million people, decide making all the decisions.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I wish I was rich, or I wish my husband was
Your
rich.
husband was rich.
Not really though. Like I never, like if I was single and I wouldn't want to go for someone like, oh, he has to make this certain amount of money or else I won't be with him. But there's a lot of women who are like that. So
There are a lot of women that are like that.
I'm sure there are a lot of guys who are like that too.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm sure there's a ton of guys that are like that too. It's weird. I think the way guys expect sex, women expect money. Like the way a guy goes, I better get a blowjob tonight. A girl is kind of like, he better have a good 401k.
wait, just guys say that?
Guys want hand jobs. Girls want handbags.
That's true. Merch. Put it in the merch.
Merch it up.
We'll get a lot of good merch ideas tonight. But would you trade places with him, Janine? Because would you like, you would never, I would never feel like, oh, this person, like my wife is with me for me, sadly, like
Oof.
I mean, I guess
There's
you're
not-
like,
you're not bringing anything else to the table.
no, really.
All right.
you mean like, would you always wonder like why the person's actually with you? Like, what's
Always.
the reason? Yeah, I guess so, right?
Always. And it's amazing to me. I mean, when you look, and again, I know because we have a lot of people, I hear from them, because every time I bring this up, I get a nasty email the next day. We have a lot of people that are in relationships with 10, 15, and 20-year age differences.
Yeah.
But realistically, when you see an old man, and this is, I'm going to get yelled, I'm going to get a nasty email from Janine
Oh, yeah.
too. When you see an old man with a fucking 25-year-old slender girl, and you're kind of like, okay, she might have daddy issues, right? But
Oh,
he's got to know this is just about his money.
I think he probably thinks it's a fair trade.
You think they don't give a shit? They're like, who cares? Like,
They're like, well,
I mean,
just keep
it's yeah.
doing what you're doing.
when you see an older guy with a younger girl, automatically you think he's got money. It's true. It's just something you think.
Yeah.
At least for me. I mean, I wonder what people will think when I'm with Frank's brother's father-in-law.
When you finally bag him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how old is he going to be by then?
I know. I'm gonna be pushing it around in a wheelchair, and I don't even mind.
I think Janine's a unicorn. Like, I think the amount of women that have the daddy fetish is not. What's the ratio of I have a dad thing to I'm gonna get this guy's money?
Oh, that's a good. Okay.
I'd say 5% dad issue, 95% money.
Those are the only two types of women out there.
If you're dating somebody that's like 30 years
Oh,
older
I
than
see.
you.
So none of it's love? You don't think there's a small percentage that's true love?
I mean,
No.
Okay.
It's either lust or money. That's
well,
it.
he really, yeah, nope. Sorry.
You are a cynical bastard.
I mean, cynical or
I like to call it realistic.
cynical.
Whiskey is really good in Diet Coke, though. Have we talked about this?
Everything is good in Diet Coke.
It's
Diet
true.
Coke sucks.
All right, let's move on.
Would your wife just say anything is good in Diet Coke?
Yeah, that's why I dipped my dick in it.
I was just gonna say you better say that to her later.
Boom. Good Lord.
Here, you want some Diet Coke?
What was it? Okay, Roald Dahl update. Here's another story where we read the headline and then we just don't read the article because the headline is enough.
Uh-oh.
And the Daily Mail, the headline today. Remember we talked about Roald Dahl? They went into
yeah.
Willy Wonka and all his books and they started cutting things out and everybody got crazy, right? Here's the headline. Revealed. Roald Dahl books were neutered by woke consultants aged 8 to 30, led by non-binary, asexual, polyamorous relationship anarchist who is on the autism spectrum.
Wait, what?
I got all those words, but there's just too much going on in that whole sentence.
That headline has a little bit of everything.
I can't follow any of that.
What?
It means
Revealed.
I like
Roald
to
Dahl books were
be
neutered
together with a bunch of people.
woke consultants aged 8 to 30, led by non-binary, asexual, polyamorous relationship anarchist who is on the autism spectrum.
Oh, jeez. That can't be a headline.
All of them were? Or there was one person
Led by. Yeah, it said.
led by.
Yeah. All the woke consultants were aged 8 to 30, and they were led by a non-binary ace. I had to read this 3 times.
You got to write it down for me. Hold it up or something.
Really?
To be fair, we should have
Hey.
taken a break when I got to the 4th line so we could all get a breather and some water, and then we could have went back in.
That is, I can't imagine the article being very much longer than that. But whoever's got, I don't know, if you're gonna have, if people are gonna, I don't even know what to say about it. People are gonna edit things, and you could read the whole thing. I'm sure you can get your hands on the unedited version of it if you really want to.
Yeah.
Two
things that jumped out to this. Two things that jumped out to this on me. We have woke 8-year-olds who are consultants. Also, can you have a non-binary, asexual, polyamorous relationship anarchist?
Oh,
I mean,
is there
apparently
such a
you
thing?
can.
if you're asexual, how could you be
How could
also
you be polyamorous?
polyamorous? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I was a little confused by that.
That's why it's confusing. Yeah, it's weird. They seem to be opposites.
Aaron C., what does the article have? 5 words? Yeah, that's
right.
it.
That's it. It's written by, and that's it. That's the article.
We only had room for 5 words. We ran out of space on the internet because the title was so long.
Yeah, they forgot vegan in the title too.
They forgot.
I don't understand. I don't.
Wait, look at Miss Justice. Can you do a flow chart? Yeah, we're gonna. You know what?
Paul wrote only if they are vegan. That's funny.
We're gonna get Ross Perot to break this down for us.
See, I don't get it. You got apparently if you edit books, that's woke people editing it, but then you're talking about the kid who's reading the other, the book with the sexual stuff in it. Well, they want to edit that or censor that. So both sides are looking to do censoring in books.
Yeah, and I think
wrong there?
The outrage on this was like, you don't have to censor some of these words. Like, you don't have to switch mother for parent, and fat for, Here's the thing with that. Like, we didn't talk about this last time, but if you call somebody overweight instead of fat, not much of a difference. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ask any overweight/fat person what's more offensive, fat or overweight, they're going to be like, guess what? It both bothers me. Like, it's not like,
I think fat's probably a little worse.
It's not. I just really feel like in my heart of hearts, it's just not. Like, if you, what are you, husky? Like, no, that's worse than just saying fat. You know what I'm saying?
Well, husky, yeah. That's
like when you're trying to be polite about it, it's like, let's not mince words here.
I think overweight is a little better than. I mean, they're both not great, but if you just call someone fat, I feel like that's more insulting than overweight.
Mm. Well, that's the Roald Dahl thing. We don't have to read the article. What are we going to learn from that article that we didn't learn from that wonderful title?
Maybe they define everything in the headline, hopefully.
Yeah, I think that's it. Where's my Jon Hamm thing? We didn't make a Jon Hamm thing? All right, we didn't make a Jon Hamm thing.
Jon Hamm.
I'll make a Jon Hamm thing.
Jon Hamm, this is not so salacious, but we'll go with it anyway. So Jon Hamm was with his significant other for like, what was it, 18 years?
I don't know.
18 years. Her name was Jennifer Westfeld. He said, it still is, I think. I don't know. He said, there's no reason to get married. He was one of these people. Like, we don't have to get married. It's not that big of a deal. We're in a loving relationship and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Splits with her. 51 years old, meets a 34-year-old. And now they're married. Are they married or are they engaged? They're engaged.
Oh, what is her name? Now I'm really upset. Go ahead.
Her name is Anna
Hamm.
Anna Hamm is a terrible name.
Anna
Osceola. She was an actress.
Is that a type of ham?
Osceola Ham?
Yeah, it sounds like.
Do you have the boarhead Osceola?
Wait, how do you spell it?
Slice thin for the table.
O-C.
Listen to how mad she is.
Oh, I'm pissed off.
Osceolo.
Oh,
Anna and John met on the set of Mad Men. She played a receptionist, which is interesting.
Janine, he's taken, and so are you. You gotta let that one go.
What's interesting is on the show he leaves his wife for a receptionist. Spoiler alert. Yes, and it was at the retreat because it was the last episode of. It was the series finale.
Never saw it.
You know what? Nah, that Jennifer girl was better.
I agree.
Sorry.
I don't think this new girl is all that great looking.
You know what's funny? I know it. I know you're gonna laugh at this, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, you're so broken." I love his character in Bridesmaids, even though he's such a dick in that movie.
Yeah,
He
you're
He
broken.
really
is a
is.
dick.
He's
But
such
he's
a.
a
Isn't
great.
he?
He's funny. He's a good
Funny.
actor. He does a lot
Big
of
time.
like. He was one of the best. Like I watched the show. My wife and I we watched the show Archer. You know the H. John Benjamin animated
Loser.
thing on.
Sorry. Go ahead.
That's a good show.
Okay.
Screw you. It's been around. I don't know, 12 years. It's doing all right without you, buddy. All right. So so he's on that in a couple episodes. It's good. He's a better actor than he gets credit for. I think he should be in more stuff.
Oh, I think he's a phenomenal. He's great
good.
in comedy and
He
everything.
was in Top Gun.
But he was great in Top Gun. He was really good in Top Gun, I felt. But his character in that movie, he's such a dick. I don't
I love
understand why. Tell me. I want to know the appeal. What
I don't
is
know why. I don't know why he's just such a dick.
it? Is it
And I love
just going back to his penis in the sweatpants photo? And that's
I mean, yeah,
okay.
that's all I see. When I just hear his name, I see that visual.
Yeah,
and
you
I'm
see
just
Jon
like,
Hamm.
he could do anything he wants.
That's what
He,
it is.
I mean, he is ridiculously good looking. He really is. But and that I just want him. Oh God, I want him to act that way with me in real life. I
Be like a nasty asshole to you? Why?
don't know.
What is that? I never understood that.
My wife just shouted, it's the complex women have because you're all broken.
The anti-hero is my hero.
Is
No,
that
no,
like
no,
the
not Mad
dominatrix
Men.
kind of thing for women? Like there
I
are
don't
men who
know.
want to be dominated, and there are women who want to be treated like garbage sometimes.
Garbage.
Garbage.
Well, it's just him. Maybe it's just him. Would I let your brother's father-in-law treat me that way? Yeah, definitely.
Oh boy.
Well, why do you want to be treated like shit? It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. I don't know.
It doesn't
By
make any
Jon
sense.
Hamm and by this guy, by AF, 1000%.
Who's AF?
Oh
My
wait,
brother's
TF,
father-in-law.
TF.
I missed it. Who's the other person?
My
Frank?
brother's father-in-law.
Oh, got it. Well, him too. You want him to be mean to you? I thought you wanted him to like.
I said, I wonder if I would let him treat me like that. Yes.
See, I would think that would be different, Frank. I thought it would be more like,
Well, that's the whole daddy thing.
yeah, more of a daddy, like loving, taking care of, not treating
it's
like shit.
daddy. It's daddy being stern and being
Do I have to go to
Hard
my
ass.
room, Daddy?
Oh my gosh, I'm
just
so
fucking weird. That's
uncomfortable
so
with all of
freaking
it.
weird.
I don't know how
But
your
hey,
husband stays
whatever-
with you. I'm gonna be honest.
Whatever gets you going,
No.
whatever floats your boat.
Yeah.
Now I want to watch Bridesmaids or just the scenes where he's in and he's just
Is it because he's like, isn't he like shirtless or one of them's like in the bed scene? I feel
Yeah.
like.
yeah. And I think it's like after they have sex and he's just like, you ready? Something like that.
Yeah, and he treats her like shit. He's like, all right, time to go or whatever.
Yeah.
And when he's driving her and he says something
Yeah.
very like insulting and she gets out of the car and leaves. And he's like, you serious? Because I'll leave. And he leaves.
Wait,
Leaves her to walk.
doesn't he want her to give him a blowy in the car?
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
was it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't get it. I'm actually getting
Hold on.
angry, getting a little upset. Comment on this, J Sabs. Paul, does J Sabs want Biden to spank her? Is Joe Biden attractive?
There you go. There's the old guy.
Or is it when they start drooling on themselves and they can't walk up a flight of stairs, it becomes problematic? Tell me where we are.
Wait, the best was, I know we didn't talk about it, but I saw the video of him walking up the stairs. Did you see it?
That's old. That's like 2 years old.
No. It's from last week when he went to Ukraine.
Oh, I heard there was some. No, didn't they say somebody fell down the stairs and they thought it was him?
No, it was him. Wasn't it him?
I don't know if it was definitely him. No, I don't know.
Well, they
Did they
did
confirm that? I don't know. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
in one video, I think it was TikTok. They did the Rihanna's, like they put part of her Super Bowl music into it. It was pretty fun. I don't know why it was 10 times more funny with her music and him falling down the stairs. I was like, what's wrong with me? Just funny.
So does he do it for you?
No.
Oh yeah, Biden answer. No, right? Too old,
Bush.
right?
Yeah, he's too old. George Bush,
feel
though,
like-
can still get it.
I feel like
There's got to be
what's-
vibrancy, Frank. That's what I'm getting from this. There has to be.
Guy rides a bike every day. He's out there. He's exercising.
He does ride a bike. That's true. It's more than I do.
I mean, he
See?
might crash into people, but he still doesn't ride a
He
bike.
he gets back up.
I got knocked down, but they did that too.
He's President Tub Thumper.
President Tub Thumper. Fucking Frank. Every now and then, Frank will share the same video, but it makes me cry laughing. We have to
How
put that
great
out.
is that video?
The fucking polar bear.
It's from like 6 years ago, but I cry every time I see it. It's
Why?
hysterical.
You
Did you
didn't
see the
watch
video I
it?
sent
Um,
with the polar bear? It's the polar bear mascot.
I'm probably one of these kids was sucking on my teeth, so I couldn't.
That's nice.
Oh my god! There, it's like at the University of Michigan or some crazy stuff, and they have the Michigan mascot, and they have this polar bear, this guy in a polar bear suit, and I think they're trying to sell cars or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're on the ice. They're on the hockey rink on the ice, and they can't get a take because every time the polar bear starts to take a step or two, he just slips and falls on his face. It's hysterical. It's so stupid.
But he
it's funny.
fights to stay up every single.
Every time.
Oh God, it's so great. And the music that's playing with it, it's all perfect. It's perfect.
And he's
Tell me.
laughing.
It's the best video.
There are a handful of videos where every time you watch it, you cry laughing. This is one of them.
All right, that one. If I'm feeling down, I will watch that video, and I will watch the video of our friend's brother
Yep.
who
Yep.
falls. Getting out of his
Oof. It just lets out a big oof. A lot of people don't know what we're talking about.
I
There's a
have
video.
to
We
watch
can't
it. I
share
have
it.
to watch it, I guess.
We can't share the video of our friend, but
That should be the next members only thing we do is just put on videos of people falling and watch them together.
Can Erin post it in the link post the link in the chat?
Oh, that would be great. Yeah.
no, we're not allowed. We
right.
can't do that. To
No,
post
she said-
our friends.
No, in the chat.
Wait, our friends video?
No. The video of the polar bear falling.
Oh, the polar bear. Yeah. Okay.
It's so
I could do,
Wait.
I could do that.
What
The
were you
guy-
talking about?
the guy, the polar bear video. I thought that's what you were asking for.
No, yes, that's it. But
I
he
thought
said
I thought you were talking about our friend falling.
No, not that one.
Oh,
We
I'll
swore,
tell you right now.
I swore that I would never do it. That's
Yeah, we swore
that's
that.
how we got it. We swore that we would never share it.
That video, let me just tell you something. When I saw that video, or I don't know, maybe, oh yeah, it was at work. I was crying, laughing. I really was dying that all
It's
my
amazing.
coworkers were like, what? I showed them, they were crying, laughing. We spent a good hour and a half in my office watching that video over and over. Just laughing.
I put the link of the polar bear thing in the
Yes.
in the.
And you know
in the
what's
chat.
funny? We use that video over time. Like if we were having like tough days and people, I'm not kidding you. If people were having bad days, they'd be like, Janine, can you send over the video of your friend falling?
Oh, so you showed it to all your friends?
Oh yeah, I need a little pick me up at work.
It's
I remember-
it's an
I remember-
amazing booster.
My boss saw it and he was hysterical. He was hysterical in his office and I remember he couldn't even get the words out. He was like, the fucking car alarm.
It's amazing.
It's an all-time video. The polar bear video is great though because it's a whole day of this poor bastard in this suit falling down, and then the last line of the commercial, the guy who's talking is supposed to give him a slap on the back, and he slaps him on
The thing just face plants right onto the fucking ice.
You think somebody would have been like, maybe we should take out the back slap part, and they're like, no, go
Maybe.
for it.
I'm surprised.
I think they would have put him on a carpet or something, or gave him
Right.
skates.
something. I'm surprised Frank made it tonight
Why?
because your show came out. He's still laughing.
Like, show
Oh yeah,
me.
isn't the Mandalorian a thing now again?
Yep.
Oh fuck!
Right. He's like, I gotta go.
You just
Me too.
reminded me of that. I'll see you.
Let me tell you something else, Frank. Can I can share this?
Yeah.
Franco's new Metallica song came out today, and as I was about to say, like, how was it? He goes, I haven't listened to it or watched it yet. It's like,
There's a reason,
holy
though.
shit. He's
I
gonna
know
do it.
it's been killing me all day. It came out today. It's the third song they released off their brand new album that's coming out in
How come
April.
you haven't listened to it yet?
Because I'm gonna do a reaction. I'm gonna watch it, record it, and we'll put it out there for everybody. I'm gonna give my take on the new song.
Well, since it's Metallica, you're probably gonna have to upload that material to OnlyFans. Knowing you.
That'd be good. Is that a Tiffany box behind you? What are you rubbing it in our face? How good you're doing
No,
there?
it's actually a Tiffany lid. It's not the whole box. It's just the lid.
Okay, technicality. Well, what?
Well,
That looks pretty expensive.
What was in there?
we've had this forever. It's from our wedding. It was like a piece of. I think there was champagne glasses or something in there that we got for our
Oh,
wedding.
excuse me.
Fancy. Didn't your brother throw up in the champagne glasses in the Tiffany box at your
Where
wedding?
didn't he throw up?
Oh,
Good point. That is a good point.
I really am sorry to say that I'm very upset that I wasn't invited to that wedding to see Mike get that drunk because I've never seen him drunk before ever.
You're invited. I've seen him drunk many times. You're invited to the vowel renewal.
Oh, thank you.
Vow, not vowel. Vow.
Vowel. I was gonna say
We're gonna
vowel.
renew our consonants and our vowels.
Can I buy an eye, Alex? Not Alex, is it?
It's next week. You didn't get the invitation?
Listen, I'm going to ask an alarming question. When was the last time you saw Frank's brother drunk? Because I haven't. It's been a while for me. I'm a little concerned now.
It's definitely been a while, but I've seen. I don't know if it's been that long. Let me think.
When was the last time you've seen him knocked down drunk?
Knockdown drunk was probably maybe my wedding.
No.
I don't know if I've seen him knocked down drunk since then.
Really?
I think so.
I can't remember the last time I saw him relatively buzzed. Kind of drunk.
I've seen him lightly toasted, but not like knocked down.
Should we get him on the 420 show?
Ooh.
Sure. He'd
That
come
would be
on.
nice.
So, what's the next thing?
What's that? I
Topic.
got nothing else. Show ended like 30 minutes ago.
Oh shit.
Oh.
We stopped trying.
What do you
Do
do?
you want to talk about Social Security? Who cares? It's a pyramid scheme.
Oh.
Not really. Dave Matthews.
Oh, the Dave Matthews update. The Social Security thing, by the way, for people who care, senators are talking about making the retirement age 70
Oh
And-
shit.
and doing a bunch of things to get the funds in, because as it stands right now, Social Security is going to be completely bankrupt by 2032. That is 9 years away.
That doesn't make any sense because we keep paying into it. It's not. How could it go bankrupt if you keep paying into it?
Because we're paying for the generation taking it now, and there's going to be far too many people taking it for how many people are working by the time 2032 comes around. That's the estimate.
So we should just basically kill ourselves, is what you're saying.
No, what I'm saying is we should kill people who are in their 50s and 60s now, so
Got
they
it.
won't be such a problem.
Hmm.
Why should we have to sacrifice, Gene? Haven't we sacrificed enough? Let's kill those bastards.
Sounds like we have to release a virus that
I'm sure Social Security will be fine. They'll find a way to fund it. I feel like this is an alarm for no reason.
Well, I don't want to say what senator, but a senator was quoted as saying the pandemic didn't work as it was supposed to, so we got to figure this out before 2032 comes.
Yeah, he's right. I mean, do you fault him? He's not wrong. He's not
I don't.
wrong.
That is
Uh,
fake. That is fake news.
DMB challenge update. Frank is learning one Dave Matthews song, taking 6 weeks to do so.
Here's the thing.
So is Jay Sab's husband.
I didn't start learning it until literally last night.
Okay.
I picked up the guitar, and I've almost got it. It's almost done.
It feels like this
You know
is a lie. How do we know? You looked very confident
So
today.
then don't believe me. I don't care. What do you want me to tell you?
All right, let's start with this. J Sabs, has your husband at all tried?
He's actually playing the guitar right now upstairs.
Is he
Is he
playing Dave
any
Matthews?
Dave Matthews?
Because he's not a loser. Yes.
What?
Exactly. I wanted Frank to go, huh?
Wait,
He should be.
I don't
It's
think
either
he's doing
that
it.
or John Mayer.
John Mayer.
Mm.
God.
I know. But you know what? John Mayer makes them panties drop.
Yeah, he does. The ladies like John Mayer, which is
So he's
amazing
playing for
because
the ladies.
again, kind of a
Again.
huge douchebag,
Yeah, I know. I know.
right?
Mm-hmm.
He has
So your
kind of douchey
husband's
vibes.
your husband's learning John Mayer songs for the ladies.
Yeah, probably. You know him. Big player.
Right.
I don't want to ruin your night, Jay Savs, but if your husband says to you that your body is a wonderland, he didn't make that up. That didn't come from him. That came.
Are you
from-
kidding me?
That came from Johnny M's.
My whole life is a lie. I have one question for you guys.
Yeah.
Have you or are you currently interested in the Murdoch trial?
No.
Okay, if you remember, we tried the Murdoch thing a couple of times on the podcast, and it went nowhere. Nobody gave a shit.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed with it.
I've heard
Really?
about it. I
Yeah.
literally know nothing about it. It's like everywhere, but I know nothing about it.
I started watching the Netflix special on the plane.
Mhm.
And actually, I got in a little bit of trouble because I was supposed to put it away while we were landing, and I didn't even realize we were landing. That's how much I was so into it. Okay.
Jeez. Put up Paul's comment, by the way.
What? Her body is a homeless again.
No, not that one. You idiot. Not that one. Thank you.
And then I started reading stuff about it, and now I'm obsessed.
That's a fucking funny comment.
That is pretty funny. I wish. So now I'm into it, and now I've been watching the trials the last couple of days. I wish I would have known it started 3 weeks ago, but
Can you give me like a 3-sentence summary?
basically they are a very rich and powerful family in South Carolina. There's two things. First thing is they had 2 sons. One of them was driving a boat drunk, and a girl got killed on the boat because they hit an underpass, like a bridge, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the girl flew out and she was killed, but he never got charged with anything because of who his father is. He's a big time lawyer down there. So if it would have been anyone else, that person would have been arrested and charged. But
Right.
because of who his father is, nothing happened. So people were upset about that. But then fast forward a couple of years, this guy, his name is Alex Murdoch, that's the one who's a lawyer. His wife and that same son were killed at their house, murdered. And he finally got charged with it, I think 3 years after it happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now he's on
So this is the
trial
trial for that.
Yep. But there has been 2 other like homicides surrounding this family. So it's crazy.
Jeez.
It's crazy when you
Sounds
read all this
complicated.
stuff. Yep.
Yeah, and didn't they show up? Like the cops showed up responding to the murders, and he was already there.
Yep. So he says he was not. This is why social media will fuck you up these days. He said he was not there when it happened. He said he was visiting his parents. They're older. His mother has dementia. Convenient. And he said when he got home, they already were murdered. So he called the cops. But his son posted a Snapchat video having him at the crime scene 6 minutes before they were killed. So that's one
They
of
have an
the
exact time of death.
they were killed around 8:50, and the video was posted at like 8:44. So
So the
they know
son
8:50.
posted a video, and the father was there in the video.
yep.
How do they know 8:50?
They could tell time. You could tell time of death by
I
your
feel like it's not
temperature in your
exact.
body, and then
But also,
temperature
he
outside.
called the cops too.
Yep.
So let's say he called the cops at 8:52. If he's there at 8:40, and he says, "I just got here," there's proof that he was there before they were dead.
He changed his clothes.
Change it. Yeah.
It's a big thing. He's I'll be honest. He is so fucking creepy. He is just so. Something about him.
Paul's got it too. The housekeeper died. Haywood, the housekeeper died. Yep. There were also 2 other unsolved deaths connected to his family.
Right. So it's three. The housekeeper. Yeah. Very odd. Housekeeper supposedly was tripped by the dogs and fell and hit her head, but there was never an autopsy, and they said her death was due to natural causes. That's a weird one. What they did was insurance fraud.
Right.
Basically, he took out an insurance policy on his house about, I think it was a month or 3 months before she died. So because she died on his property, her family was supposed to get money. They never did. They never got it, and then they finally got it a few months ago. But yeah, it's crazy. It's so crazy. It really is.
It seems crazy.
You know what's funny though? I'm telling you, we talked about this months ago, and nobody gave a shit. And then a Netflix documentary, and now I did hear a couple people buzzing about. I have been ignoring a story about this trial every single day for the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's nonstop, but I never knew anything about it.
But even when I look at what's trending and I see what people are reading and taking in, because that's kind of all the stuff that goes into what we pick for the show, it still never ranks that high. And when I first saw it, when I first came across the story months ago, I go, this is a gem. This is going to be huge. And it went nowhere.
You know what? I think the Netflix documentary sparked an interest in me about it. Because I had heard about it, but I wasn't really interested in it. And then I was like, let me just see. Then I'm like, oh, shit, this is good.
I think you're right, because there is something about it on Netflix and the way it's presented, and it's so much more in depth. I could totally see it spark. I mean, there's a ton of things where it goes nowhere, and then all of a sudden it's on Netflix for a while, and then people are like, "Holy shit, have you seen this?" And what's Schitt's Creek? Wasn't that was the whole thing behind Schitt's Creek?
Oh, really?
What about
that show? Was on for years and years and years.
No, was it?
It was on for long. You're right, because that's when we watched it on Netflix.
Yeah, Schitt's Creek was on.
Started on Netflix.
I forget what it was on first, and it started in Canada first, I think. And then they put it on Netflix, and it took off. Same thing with Seinfeld's Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. When that was on Crackle, nobody fucking saw that shit. As soon as it went to Netflix, it fucking took off.
Yeah, that's true.
Same shit.
I'll give you that.
Where all the attention is.
Crazy.
So what's the deal with the trial now? Is he gonna get convicted, or
So what I'm seeing is that. Oh wait, hold on. Frank's iPad is dying. I probably wasn't supposed to say that.
Did you see me just nod to him? Just
no, I didn't.
Like, I got it. We're gonna
wrap it up. Sorry, I'll be quick before your iPad dies.
And by the way, Frank, stop taking Janine's shit. You know that's her shtick. You don't see her.
That's
coming
why I
in
texted it to you. That's why I didn't say it on the air.
He should have just left, and then it would have been a funny thing. Come on, next time.
Oh no, that's your bit. I'm not going to take your bit.
People on TikTok are saying they don't think he's going to be convicted because they cannot prove beyond a reasonable doubt. So because it's closing
I'd love to
argument.
know their side. What's their? Who are they saying? It's just some random. They think it's just some random person.
They said it's 2 people. Now they have a theory that it's 2 shooters.
Motive?
But it's like here's the thing. Who would kill them?
Exactly.
Who's it going to be? Now basically,
what's the motive?
They think the reason why they think he did it is because he was going to get in trouble because, of course, he stole money from people, like clients of his, whatever. So they thought, like, to get attention. His reason is to get attention off himself, to kill his wife and his son. So it wouldn't be on him. I don't know if that's why, but
I've heard that theory too. But I mean,
that doesn't
how?
really make I don't know.
To kill your own child, I mean, that's a crazy
That's
fucking
evil
person.
shit, man.
Killing
I
a spouse, I get it, but a child, it seems like a lot.
I think that part of why he killed his son is maybe his son was going to be like, okay, I'm confessing about my crime, you know, and he didn't
Mhm.
want him to.
Hmm.
Who knows? Unless he knew stuff about him that he was going to go to the cops with too.
All right, well, we'll
I don't
see.
know.
Fucked up situation.
I'd love to get the comments though, and I see them coming on the live chat. But if you're watching after the fact, throw a comment below if you want us to continue to talk about this in the
Yeah, we'll
Murdoch
follow it
trials.
if everybody's that interested. What the hell?
Yeah.
Because J Sabs is a little obsessed.
So now I got to watch the thing.
Are you watching the trial, or are you just getting updates, just reading articles, following TikToks?
I was watching the trial today.
Got it.
And yesterday.
Where are you watching? Is it on YouTube or something?
Yeah.
It's on YouTube. All right, cool. All right, that's it for us. Appreciate you guys. Don't forget to sign up for your memberships. Link in the description below. Also at the homepage of AnthonyOnAir.com. We got the merch store going. DMB challenge. What do we think? This week? Next week?
I'll have it done. Oh. I'll have it done by Friday.
Ooh, next episode.
Tune in.
Tune in to get serenaded by the sweet sounds of satellite at frequency.
I'm not singing. You could sing.
All right. Well, you'll be playing it. It'll be fun.
Okay.
Love you guys. Catch you on the next one.
Show me potato salad. Maybe we should go now.